How much tea coffee have you drunk today? Oh. Not a huge amount. Let me try and recount. Had a cup of tea. Ooh, instant caramel there as well. Sort of early in the morning. Then after that, I had a coffee with breakfast, and then I probably had another 2 teas during the day, maybe. And now I'm on me streaming tea. So I guess that many teas, which is sort of typical. Not near my upper end of teas. Sometimes I go mad for the tea, and I have loads. Oh right, you're referring to someone else. My apologies. Well, I feel it's probably better for me to engage myself in every point of conversation, even if it isn't actually for me, just in case people are directing it to me, and then they can discount my input if it's not actually about my input. We've received some bits, which is heralded, of course, by the breaking of iShowU audio capture, which we love, and we also love the bits, which are 10 of them, from Vinay Hal. Thank you. Right, that was that quite well dealt with. It's nice to know that with your crazy lizard, Kamel is defeatable. Something tells me that when people are going through the stage normally, though, they won't actually have it. How can you beat the last stage in Cutburst Coast 4 stars? To be honest, my personal advice would be why. I mean, that's not even advice, that's just a question. Why are you bothering? This has given me definite deja vu of the previous subchapter. We are on a new subchapter, aren't we? Because we've had Kamel, we've had Mooths. It's like exactly the same. Funky. Huh. There we go. Yeah, but to be honest, I'm like, why? Why are you doing such a difficult subchapter in 4-star? That's just self-torture. It's madness. I mean, if you find it fun, you find it fun. That's brilliant. But I would certainly never find that fun. Do you know what I find is a shame? Right? I've just thought of the thing to say. It sort of bugs me. These streams usually, invariably, sort of start at around 9:15 in the evening. Twitch doesn't let you schedule streams on the quarter of an hour. Only on the half of an hour. So I either disingenuously suggest that the streams are an hour long, or I suggest that they're really short and, risk people turning up later when it's already started. And that makes me sad. I mean, of those, I'd obviously pick the shorter one because the whole of the stream encompasses the whole of that time, right? And I don't want to lie about 15 minutes of stream that isn't there. But it kind of annoys me that you can't be specific to quarter of an hour. Because, I mean, to me, that's really not a really pernickety thing to introduce. I'd think that'd be fairly standard to have on your platform. And it would be useful if I could tell people I was starting then. And if you start a stream at a certain time, I don't see why it would be, like, taboo or a bad thing to start on a quarter hour. I mean, you get 2 specific quarter hours in the hour, 15 minutes and 45 minutes. Is it really that difficult to add the option to schedule your stream to start then? Hey Regit, I love your videos. Well, that's very kind, thank you. Appreciate that very much. And Regit, I added you on Discord. No need to add me. I should probably clarify that I don't tend to accept Discord friend requests. When I talk about contacting me on Discord, I mean that, if you're in the same server as me, you're able to DM me. And that's the system I operate under. I don't tend to just go and randomly chat in the Discord server, but if you have something you want to talk to me about, send me a message. I was going to use the horribly cringy shoot me a DM, as the kids say. But, you could do that if you wanted to, if you're a hipster and all hip with the kids. You could do either of those things, message me or shoot me a DM. Oh, it's sending shivers of cringe down my spine. You can do either of those, and I will talk to you about what you wanted to ask or talk about. Matt6478 says the ads have been kind and given him 50 bits today. Thank you for those 50 bits. Terraweeb. Terraweeb. It's got a nice ring to it. Says, hey Reggit, what is your favourite type of tea? Oh, I mean like, favourite type of tea? Yes, sorry. No, I do have a specific answer to that. I don't know why I'm struggling to answer. It's very specific. It's English afternoon tea, but it has to be in an envelope. Otherwise, it doesn't have the taste profile that I love of it. It just sort of tastes a bit generic if it's just in a tea bag form. If it's tea bag in an envelope, it tastes absolutely divine. It's crisp, it's refreshing, it is incredible. It's the warmth of tea, but all the refreshingness of like a, you know, your typical kind of American sat in the back porch homemade lemonade crispness and freshness. It's amazing. It's lovely. It's remarkable. It is brilliant. But unfortunately, unavailable, which makes me very sad. We've got, hang on, 10 bits from Greyboys03, and all of them are happy spanner people. What are they? Vohio. Maybe I should know what that means, but I don't. But thank you for the bits. Just wanted to say hi. Hi to you too. Thank you for the bits. Hi Ray, first time I caught stream. Well, I hope you enjoy this. Which SOL is this? This is the Volcanos Volcano subchapter. I'm sort of behind on the beginner account where I could actually really be, and I'm just trying to catch up to that point and also get to a Rurin is the ultimate goal. How long have you played on this beginner account? I don't know, since roughly the first episode of Battle Cat's Beginner's Guide. I don't remember when that was, but it will be referenceable. What Ubers do you have for this account? I mean, like, crikey. I feel like I actually have Gizo, I think, but I'm not sure because I obviously tend not to use them because I want to make sure that every level I get through is doable. I mean, it doesn't really apply here because people who are doing these levels would have levels and units lower grade than the ones I currently have, but I'm not going to bring out my Ubers unless there's some very specific thing I need to get past that I use my gacha and, I don't know, recommend to them to use their gacha. Otherwise, there's sort of no excuse to not use sort of no gacha loadout. Hey Reggie, what's your favourite SOL unit you can get? I mean, like... not sure. No, I don't know. Oh, crikey. Need to start that quickly. I knew there was something about this level, but I forgot what it was that was quite spooky. So let's keep these meat shields coming. Yeah, wasn't so sure. Oh, no. Get out. I can imagine that being a lot more difficult if I didn't have pretty power creeped units for this point in the game. Did Reggit fall from a cliff? Yeah, really tall cliff. When are you going to do some Uncanny Legends on your main account? You know, like, here's my reasoning here. This beginner account, SOL questing, that we're actually getting forward with and not Reggit get on with the level classics, is for a very specific reason. Get into a Rurin so that I can make a tutorial out of that. The Uncanny Legends in the main account are just when the mood takes me or when we haven't done it in a while, and I think you audience may find enjoyment in that. But, you know, I'm not gaining any massive important thing out of that. Certainly not for a kind of tutorial video. The only thing you could say I'd be working towards in the main account is Dogumaru, but that's, you know, that's old news for most people. And beginner guides are sort of timeless news for new players. So, you know, this is a lot more of a priority for me. Also, Uncanny Legends are difficult, and these are not so difficult. So, you know, if you know me, you know I like easy things. What's the best XP stage for beginners to grind? The most difficult XP stage you can manage. Usually your units don't have to be that good to be able to do Sweet XP Insane, and then just farm that one, to be honest. The Sweet XPs after are a huge jump in difficulty. Don't bother about them, but Sweet XP Insane should be relatively achievable, especially if you have anti-black proccers, but even without, you do yourself pretty well. Another level complete. Volcanic Defender. We got some spooky boys coming out quick, but we're all right. Oh, oh, oh! Exciting times, ladies and gentlemen. Guess what we've happened upon? That's right. It's Flame Caldera. Pretty spooky. That's the one with a Corey, right? So things are going to get pretty exciting. Not going to lie, it's going to be interesting. Hey Riggit, got any tips for Dead On debut? Not personally, no. But there'll be plenty of useful tutorials out there. Oh, for people telling me to, well, not telling me to, saying that Lucas had made a video or some such. I watched that. Yeah. Basically, I watched it, and it was an interesting one, you know. Yeah, but I think it was a good idea, to have a video about the different roles that you could do and what would be the benefit of them. Nice sort of comparison of all the different units. Nice little gap that he's sort of filled there by doing that. Right. Okay. Oh, there's no ad for Frenzy available. Well, we're going to use a leadership anyway, won't we? So the things I do for you, I mean, I've got quite a few leaderships. Let's give Flame Caldera a go then. Let's get it absolutely successful, as it were. Oh, short baseland as well. Does anyone remember back to those classic days? Those classic days when I was absolutely struggling on Flame Caldera. I was like, what's going on here? What's going on? What's going on? You know, what's this? What's this bloke? What's this bloke hitting me? You know? Why is he hitting me? Why are waves coming out? Why is it causing me trouble? What's going on? I was like, oh, I know. Oh, it's alright, because I'll remedy whatever problem I'm having by introducing more meat shields. Because that's going to solve the problem. It was great antics, to be fair. It was great antics. I mean, I reckon every player has this, you know. People pour scorn, but I reckon, you know, the first time anyone came across this, they were like, my meat shields are dying. I need more meat shields. You know, I guess the only reason someone wouldn't think that is because they've been told not to think that or told how the wave mechanic works. Don't think anyone's going to be able to just sort of work out that that's not how you deal with those units. I mean, it's a logical progression, isn't it? Your meat shields die. Well, I need more meat shields, don't I? But that just happens to not be the case. Not meat shielding is beneficial, but, you know, broadly, like, choosing not to meat shield is a concept I still often struggle to understand, so. I certainly don't usually pick up on when it's best not to. What is the next video about? Ooh. Ah, yes, of course, that. Nice segue, thank you. The next video to appear on the channel will be a Doki Doki video. Because last time someone said, when's Doki Doki happening again? I was like, Oh yeah, Doki Doki, that thing. I sort of have no excuse for having not done it for so long. I should probably get on with that, right? And so I have. And it will be coming to a screen, I assume, very near you. Unless you travel far away to watch YouTube, but, you know, you do what you want to do. And it'll be there. Well, crikey, we dealt with old Corey quite quickly, didn't we? That was easy. It was indeed. Pretty staples, though. Not sponsored. Just a classic staples action. Good stuff. Yeah, nice and easy. Great units doing great things. And there we go. There's our leadership back. So we've successfully completed that. That's all good. Never-ending cat story, and this one is famously easy. So yeah, we're gonna be doing all right. Do you have any tips for Tapas Desert? If you're struggling on Tapas Desert, I'd recommend checking your story mode to see if you've got all of your treasures superior. If you're struggling anywhere, make sure you've got all superior treasures first and then go back to the level, because treasures put you in good stead for the entire game, and you know they usually have quite a big bearing on how you do. If you're struggling after that, wait until you can level up your units a bit further. Grind XP on early levels and get your levels up. But principally, have a look, perhaps, at the Battle Cats Beginner's Guide, a playlist series on my channel which has guides for beginners on it, and that should be able to help you. There's no specific guide for Tapas Desert, but you know, if you start yourself around some of the first series, you will find some other tips and other level tutorials that should put you in good stead and help you. Why don't you come on a stream and ask viewers for ideas, or if you have an idea, you can ask viewers about their opinion. I don't know. I feel like I do. And I always want people to be suggesting ideas, because then there's something to talk about within the stream chat. I mean, like, definitely do that. Don't be afraid to put your ideas out there, as long as they're not sort of rude. Like, you know, I have an idea, you suck, haha, XD. I mean, that's obviously hilarious satire, but not particularly useful comment. Including Empire Cats. Don't know if that question was for me or not, but the guides, yeah, from the very start of the game, from the very start. When are you going to true form your basic cats? Quite soon, I think. I discovered when having a look at the crazed bird that it's basically not particularly possible to get any use out of the basic units when they're in the second form. And they were just dying so quickly, so incredibly quickly. So I think I'm going to have to say to people, look, realistically, you need your level 20 plus 10 now. Otherwise, these units are just going to be extremely sort of troublesome and uncompetitive, and they're not going to help you beat the stage. I mean, by then, you know, by the time you're at the crazeds and at Into the Future Chapter 3, surely you have 20 plus 10. And you'd be unlikely and very unlucky not to. And if you got there, maybe you just made your progress prematurely, really. Can you make a guide about Dead on Debut or some of the Manics? I'm afraid not. The reason principally being that I struggle with them on my main account. So I really wouldn't be best placed to do tutorials on them. There are people who are much better at the late game than I am, you know, pretty much everyone, who I'd direct people to instead. You know, they've spent time making that content, I might as well direct people to those tutorials than try and make a sort of half-asked version of it myself that just doesn't work particularly well and struggle immensely doing it. So that's why I've sort of carved a point for me to stop after this subchapter, when I think you could probably argue that, you know, once you've done Into the Future Chapter 3, you're at the very least in the mid-game. And it is the Battlecast Beginner's Guide. I think once you get to mid-game, I think it's probably best to hand over. Who's the best Battlecast player in your opinion? I don't know, probably someone who's not visible in the community, right? Probably someone hidey hauled away being pretty amazing. But as for the people in the community, I mean, I don't know. I don't actually watch many Battlecats videos. But, I mean, you know, Lucas's stuff's pretty impressive. But then there's a sort of whole kind of circle around Lucas, and Lucas is a circle around others. Sort of like a wheel cat moving around. Of people who are all good and all can bring different things to the table. And, you know, very occasionally, for things that aren't, you know, levels mid-game or onwards, I feel like I can bring some things to the table. I feel like the Beginner's Guide does help some people. I feel like I could get evidence for that. I mean, I sincerely hope it helps people. And also, maybe the stuff about the worker cat, you know, data manipulation is useful for working stuff out. And I do need to look back at my data tables and reference the best worker cat levels to get up to when you meet shielding, where you get your best benefit if you're unable to get it all the way up. Because I think that's pretty useful. I think that could help people for very specific strategies. Lovely chill music, this, isn't it? Very nice. Yeah. Away, Metal Hippo! We shall win now. It's a lovely, easy little chapter, never-ending cat story. Lovely and easy. Frontier Bell. Brilliant. Thank you, water. I despise how every time you fill up a water, somehow the bottom of the glass gets wet and sticks the glass to the placemat and just carries the placemat with it when you pick it up. I know it's not, you know, water hasn't got AI, right? I guess it would be I, wouldn't it? Not AI. But still, I think it's obnoxious. If an inanimate object can be obnoxious, I despise how it does that and dislike it intensely for that. It really irritates me. I'll move my water slightly further away so the noise is less pronounced, but it will probably still be pretty pronounced, let's be fair. Poor Chauzy, 34 draws on Superfest and only one Uber. That seems to have happened to a lot of us, hasn't it? You know, rolling on Superfest and not getting those huge rates of Ubers. I mean, how many rolls did I do? What, about 20 something, and I got one Uber, didn't I? I mean, we can assume the percentage for Ubers given is true, but if it is, like, it doesn't seem to have borne fruit for a lot of people. But some people were more lucky. What breads do you like? Quite a lot of breads, you know. I'm a fan of the old bread. You know, I actually quite like stale bread as well, so, you know, as long as it's not mouldy, I don't mind a bit of stale bread. I guess in that respect, I say I'm a little bit like a duck. I don't mind it. You know, I think the good thing about it is that it makes for a slightly more textured sandwich. Not the mould, certainly, the staleness of the bread. Makes it a little bit harder to chew through, but I think it just makes the sandwich a little bit more interesting. So it's kind of helpful that I like that, because then we don't waste much bread. And I don't know if you could call throwing mouldy bread in the bin wasting bread, particularly. Right, let's watch an ad for energy. I rolled 11 draw Neckalugas. I was trying to get a Procky Boy, got no Uber at all. Well, unfortunately, that kind of has to be a lesson to you. The thing is that you should only be doing an 11 draw on an Uber set if it's not a fest. Lucas came up with a useful term that I think is quite good for describing it. Non-fest Uber set. You know, that's a good way of describing it. A non-fest. Oh, boof. A non-fest Uber set. If you're rolling on one of those, wait for it to be guaranteed and roll then. Otherwise you are at that very risk of getting no Ubers. Right. Shining Road it is. I've had an idea. It won't take long, I promise. But, you know I said about looking up my table with the worker cat values on it? Well, I thought now would be a great time to do it. I've got a tank cat and a crazed macho, which, if I go down my tables, work with me here. Cat and tank. Here we go. The best level to get it through to, levels 2, 3 and 4 have a distinct advantage, and level 3 is the very best. So we'll get the worker cat to level 3. And in that meantime, some very exciting noises in the ear have happened, ladies and gentlemen. Sparthrow has subscribed for 1 month at tier 1. A paid tier 1 subscription. Thank you ever so much. Thank you very, very much for doing that, Sparthrow. Very much appreciated. So yeah, there we go. I mean, I spent all that time looking at the table, but getting my workout up to max is going to be really easy, and obviously that's better than having it at level 3, but, you know, if you're really struggling for monies, you want a level to get your workout up to, I think it's useful. I mean, I certainly found it beneficial to know that at the start of a battle, you do not benefit upgrading your workout once if you're saving for like a unit at 6,000 monies. You'd have to upgrade the worker cat anyway to be saving to an amount that would benefit you to upgrade the worker cat. So basically, don't upgrade the worker cat at the start of the battle if you're saving for one thing that you need to get out as soon as possible. I thought that was a useful piece of information. Right, okay. Lovely, pretty easy sub-chapter this one. I mean, you know, the one before, it wasn't particularly difficult at any point. We got a little bit hairy and scary at Volcanos Volcano, but then again, you know, Volcanic Defender, was it? Is designed like that, to be pretty in your face and immediate. So nothing particularly worrying so far, so we're fine. The trial deep, indeed. Well, we got enough time to put another leadership on. Look at us, Making some absolutely rip-roaring progress, are we not? Do you know how much faster money goes up with each upgrade? I believe so. I believe that's what the Worky Cat videos discovered. The modded zombie has cheered us 10 bits. Thank you to you. Much appreciated. Right. Those two titans look the same. It is a problem. It is a problem. I was saying this in the Crazed Lizard guide. I gave a little mini guide of how to tell them apart because they are really similar, which is a problem. But you know, I'll have Jamira soon. But until you don't, it is pretty troublesome. Do you know what isn't troublesome though? 10 more bits, cheered by Penguins Gamer. Thank you to you. Look at that. Cheeky Master A. One that isn't causing me nearly as much trouble as the Professor A and Old Queen. Ah, sweet, easy Master A. Lovely. Crazed Titan is slightly thicker. Brilliant. I've given up on that stupid placemat. I put my water on some kitchen roll now. I saw when I was sort of sneakily, slyly moving my water off the placemat without even lifting it to sort of pull it away from the placemat. It was still making a noise on the waveform, so sod you, placemat. You've had your chance, but no chance, basically. So that'll be that. Thank you very much. Crazed M Titan has a flaming shoulder in the profile. Indeed, yeah. I mean, I wasn't that specific. I said in the video it has more stuff going on to the right of it. But yes, that must be that shoulder then. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We are on Castle of Fish. Pretty exciting. And it's more of an aura. As I always thought so. I think I once referred to it as maybe the Crazed Titan hasn't had a wash. It's just like he's got flies buzzing around him. If you look, he's like, I don't see the use in showering. Oh! Oh my goodness gracious me. Ladies and gentlemen, I've never seen that bit emote before. I mean, Streamlabs was so amazed that there just weren't even any noises in the air. That is a lot of bits. People have been upstaged. Sparthrow. Flippin' crikey. 1,050 bits. I mean, that's got to be screenshotted there. Though, I've changed tab. How did I even do that? Probably, I don't know. Actually, I don't know how I did that. Anyway, flippin' it. Crikey of the Order of Grommet. I mean, wow. That is extraordinary. That's amazing. Matt6478 says my number 1 has been stolen. I mean, yeah. Whew. That's pretty spicy. Thank you, Sparthrow. Thank you to you very much indeed. Thank you, please, to you. What? What's going on? That okay, so now I'm first stream, thought I would go all out. I mean, you have really, haven't you? Goodness me. I just really hope this isn't a mum's credit card moment, and I really hope I'm not going to get charged back for this. And, you know, I apologise for my inherent distrust If this is a genuine thing, I am amazed. Thank you for those 15 bits, Beneha. Anyone's generosity is appreciated. I'm just quite amazed. You can't charge back bits. Oh, Gromit. Crikey. Well, I could still get an email from my credit card has been illicitly used at gmail.com. Nightbot goes like, things are best enjoyed in moderation. Meanwhile, we just get cheered 11,500 bits. Oh dear, Gromit. Oh, that's wow, that's a story to tell the imaginary grandkids, isn't it? Look at them Celaboodles, weak as always, having some trouble caused. Skablam. I mean, yeah. Crikey. Regit, do you have the most despised enemy in Battle Cats? Well, I people always say, oh, it must be our Rost, and it probably is. For the broad reason of enemies that attack quickly, they don't give you a chance to get in and hit them. So, I mean, for example, the Professor A's in Old Queen irritate me quite a lot as well. Those ones that you try and make an impact and it's like, pleh, 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 and they just send you away. I dislike that very much. Regit, what if the enemy base had monies to moderate? Well, it has an enemy limit to moderate, doesn't it? And, if it was a sort of random AI like that, it would be a lot more difficult to do sort of science into the level. So I think that would annoy Lucas and a lot of other people. And it would be very confusing. Reindeer's my worst nightmare if it's covered. That made me think as well, another thing I very much dislike is Mr. Moles, because they constantly dislodge you. Again, another thing about not being able to get an attack in. I really hate that. That annoys me. Anyway, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wonder if we'll be able to get this sub-chapter done if we do it quick styles. In fact, because I should technically be stopping now, let's get the absolute speed ups on and get these final levels done and sort it out. Meow. Look at Macho Legs stepping into the future with some proper speed there. Meow. 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 We're just gonna snipe this base, pretty much. No, well they're a little bit strong, but not that strong actually. I think we might just end up sniping the base a little bit. Yeah? Yeah, done. Almost got pushed back there, but we didn't. And so, onto the final one, possibly. We're not at the 8... No, we're... Oh no, we're still probably at 8 stage Destroys the Legend, aren't we? Oh well, we'll just do this one and then we'll have to stop. Yeah? Crikey. Wow. Eventful stream today, isn't it? On the other side of things, what's your favourite enemy? I can answer that one, actually. Quite succinctly and easily. It is the starred alien Dolphina. It just seems to sit there and do nothing. It's just sort of wonderfully docile, and I don't actually understand it as an enemy because it never seems to hit you. So that one, it's just sort of sweet, nice enemy that's sort of a challenging non-entity. A non-entity in terms of challenge. It just sits there and it's like, yeah, alright, that'll do. I'm like, well, cheers. It's alright. It's fine. Great. You have a sort of great time just not having to do anything. Axolot. Is that the starred alien Big Sal, right? If that's what that is, or even if that isn't what that is. I love that enemy from a point of view of design. It is quite... sort of like a contented cuteness. But have you got a cheery ending for us, DJ?
Not necessarily. I just wasn't expecting a greeting to be called on, but I am much appreciated for the fact that you brought me on.
Well, I did say if mate wasn't around, it might be nice to have you on. After all, we do greet you in the streams and say, it's DJ, and DJ will be saying something like, I don't know what it, yeah, or oof, or why didn't YouTube tell me the stream's on, or any one of this, the DJ starter kit that starts your stream off for you. So now we've heard you and spoken to you, and in a sort of more real kind of sense. So there we go. And as I like to do, I like to keep it real because I'm down with the kids. So by Yule, Y''ALL, I'm not messing about here, oh no, hang on, no, that's a. I was just trying to think of a. I'll see you next time, and like I was trying to mix that with like, don't leave me hanging or something like that. But what formulated in my head was, I'll see you all hanging, which just sounds like I've set an awful.
All your viewers on the screen.
So I think I'll end on that note.